It is easier than ever before to build AI agents in 2025.
AI agent.
AI agent.
Agentic capabilities.
Agent.
Hi everyone, I'm Ishan Sharma, and the best skill you can learn in 2025 is how to build and sell AI agents. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how to build AI agents effortlessly without knowing how to code by simply using make.com. It's going to be a step-by-step tutorial. Watch till the end because we'll be building a personal assistant agent. This agent is going to help you plan your entire day, tell you what events you have on your calendar, help you prepare for those events. It's also going to help you summarize all of your emails for the day. It will help you reply to those emails as well and give you answers to any question that you might have. All of this packed into one agent itself. I'll show you how to make it. Make.com just had an amazing new update in which it allows you to now create agents from scratch right in make.com. Again, with no coding experience, simply by dragging and dropping, and that is what we'll be having a look at today. So hit the like button and subscribe, and let's jump into the laptop and have a look at make.com. So this, as you can see, is make.com. It's an amazing platform with which you can build automations that can scale. Now they have the latest update which allows you to create AI agents. So let me log into it. Let me sign in. You can make a free account. Now, I've made a separate video talking about how to make simple AI automations using make.com. We built a lead generation scenario, and I'm going to show you how to build AI agents today. So this is what make AI agents look like. You can basically go ahead and click on create an agent. We will basically go ahead and say, let's just say that this agent is our personal assistant. The model, we can use any model. I'll just go with 2.0 Flash. And the system prompt, this is very important. You can literally just go to ChatGPT and ask it, generate question I might have. And ChatGPT is going to give you a well-detailed, in-depth prompt for exactly this, right? So what we'll do is, we'll basically just have to copy this entire prompt and paste it inside of that box right here. And as you can see, now you have an in-depth prompt. You can click on save. And once you do that, there you go. This is your AI agent right here on make.com. But what does it lack? It lacks system tools. Now you gave it the system prompt, which is going to help it get an idea for what all you have to do. Right? So it says you are a proactive, intelligent, and efficient personal assistant for Ishan Sharma. Your job is to help him organize and optimize his day, manage his communications, and answer any queries that he might have with accuracy and clarity. You have to do day planning. You have to do email management. You have to just provide general knowledge support. So that's what the prompt is, but it also needs to have some tools. So any AI agent is basically a large language model which has access to tools, to actions that it can do. So what you can basically do is you can go here and start adding tools. Now we will have to create these tools from scratch, which is what I'm going to show you right now. So let's first of all go on to scenarios, and we can start building scenarios from scratch. And once we do that, we can basically add those scenarios as tools into our AI agent for it to access those tools and execute certain functions. For example, a function could be summarizing all of your emails. So that is going to be one scenario. Another function could be looking at the events in your calendar and giving you a summary and planning your day. That is another scenario that we can create. So let me just go ahead and create a new scenario right here on make.com. And we will start with our first app. This one is going to be a Telegram bot, right? So let's say that you can access this agent on Telegram. So we'll just go ahead and go for Telegram bot, and I want to watch for updates. So I'll just go ahead and do this. I have already created a webhook. Now you can add a webhook right here, and we will go ahead and keep it like so. And I will click on save, and we will be able to save this as a Telegram bot. Now you can very easily go on to Telegram, and once you do that, you can build your own bot from scratch. So all you have to do is to basically just go here and just say /new bot, and this will help you create a new bot. It will ask you for the name. So you give it a name and then you will have a bot ready for you to use in Telegram itself. Once you do that, there is going to be this little token that you can basically copy, and you can then paste this token right into this Telegram bot when you are adding a webhook. So basically you go on to connection, you add a connection, and you enter this token right here, which I've already entered before. So I don't have to do this all the way again. So this should be good to go. And now we have a Telegram bot which will watch for replies and messages. Okay, that is the first step. The next step is for me to create a router. So I want to have a if-else condition here. If I am messaging that I want you to plan my day, then it should access my Google Calendar and then plan my day using a Gemini module and then give me a response afterwards. If it does not say plan my day, I can ask it to do something else. So for that, I need a router. So I'll go ahead and search for a router module, which is right here. And as you can see now, I have two different conditions. So the first condition, I can set up a filter and I can say label check for plan my day request. The condition is going to be basically on the text that we get. So the message text, right? So you can basically just drag and drop. The output from this Telegram bot is all of this information. Now we go into the message section, we can drag and drop the text part of it, right? And then we can basically say equals to or contains case insensitive. So I can say plan my day, and that's all you need. And you can then click on save. So this is going to execute if the message contains plan my day. And now we can start by adding our Google Calendar. Now I wanted to search for all the events. If I'm asking it to plan my day, it first needs to have a look at the current events in my day itself. So I'm going to ask it to search events. And now I have already connected my Google Calendar with make.com. You can basically just click on add and it will ask you to sign in with Google and give it permission to read your Google Calendar. So you give it the permission and then you will have access to it, like I have it right here. Now there is a calendar ID that I can set. So I'll just go ahead and click on this primary calendar ID. Start date, it's pretty much up to me, but I can actually keep it to now. So now is going to be the date, and the end date is basically going to be now +1. So basically what I want is I want it to look at my calendar from this particular time to the next one day, and I want it to scan for all the events in this particular time. And when it does that, it's going to be able to fetch all of my events in that particular time. Click on select all and we can limit it by, let's just say 5 for now. You can click on save, and now we have a Google Calendar module which will search all of the events. Now I want it to take this input into a Gemini LLM. So I'll go on to Google Gemini AI module and I'll click on create a completion. So create a completion is basically how you get a reply from Gemini. Now I'm going to create a connection. So you can add a connection and enter your API key, which you can access by simply going on to ai.studio, which is basically Google AI Studio, and you can click on get API keys. So once this thing loads up, click on get API key, and you can basically create an API key right here and then utilize that. So once you do that, you can basically then click on save, and then you would have a good to go Gemini connection right here. I already have this saved up right here, so I won't do it again. The model, I'll just go with a very well tested model, which is Gemini 2.0 Flash. Now I'll go into the messages, role would be user, parts would be text, and this is where I can enter the prompt that I want Gemini to look at. So this is where I'm going to ask Gemini to give me the complete plan of my day, look at it one by one, and give me exactly what to do next. So if I enter this text, which is basically based on the following calendar events, create a detailed and motivational day plan for me, include time blocked suggestions for work, meals, exercise, and breaks. So the events is going to be this summary and then this start. So what you can also do is, before we go ahead with this Gemini module, let me just delete this and start with a text aggregator. So this is a way for us to take all of the text together, the model would be Google Calendar, text would be the result that we get from it, which is going to be summary at start time. So we'll go ahead and put that, and then we will put a row separator, and then we'll click on save. So what this does is it basically looks at your Google Calendar and it's going to check for events one by one and give you those events. Now, if you don't add this text aggregator, it will keep firing Gemini again and again. So it will get just one event and then it will try to plan your entire day around it. Let's say you have 4 meetings in a particular day. If you don't use text aggregator, it will give you one event to Gemini, and the Gemini will think that, okay, you only have one meeting, then it will plan your day accordingly. Then it will get the next meeting, then it will plan the entire day accordingly. So it will send you multiple messages and multiple responses, which you want to avoid. So you want Google Calendar to give you just one complete answer with all of the events lined up in one text field, which is what you will get with text aggregator. So I set it up like that, and I can save it, and I can add another module, which would be our Gemini bot right here. Create a completion. You can add a connection. So you can basically, you can basically click on add and get your API key from Google AI Studio. So click on get API key, and then you can paste that key for completely free and create a connection. I already have one, so I will not do that again. You can go and add any model. I'll go with Gemini 2.0 Flash, and then we can add our message. So I'll go ahead and click on role of user. Parts would be message type would be text, and then we can enter the actual text which we receive from the tools. So what we have to basically do here is create this prompt. So based on the following calendar events, create a detailed and motivational day plan for me. Include time blocked suggestions for work, meals, exercise, and breaks. And then I can write down all the events. So this is going to be the output I get from the text aggregator, which is I've mentioned right here. Keep the response to less than 1,000 characters, right? This is important because Gemini often gives you a very long reply, which you do not really want. So now we're going to go ahead and click on save. I think that looks good. And let's just, test it out once, and let's wait for a message. So I'll go ahead into this particular bot and I'll say, let's just say plan my day, and it should get a response, which I got right here. And then it gave us an error in Google Calendar. Let's have a look at this. So it says invalid date and parameter time max. Okay, we need to fix this right now. We can fix it by writing this, and then we can click on save. And now let's try to save this one, and let's try to run this once again. Let me again say plan my day, please. You can write anything, and as long as it has plan my day in it, it should work. So as you can see, it's going to go ahead and go through the router. It has plan my day text, so it went through the tools and we got the response in Gemini AI, which is, now if you go in the output, you get the result. So you get this as the entire day plan, right? So this is what we basically have. Now we need to receive this as well. So we'll go on to Telegram, and then we'll go on to send a message or reply. And right here, we can basically just go on to our particular bot. You can click on the chat ID, which we can derive right from our Telegram message. So whoever sent us this message will have a chat ID. So I'll go on to chat and I'll just take this ID and drag and drop it in the chat ID section. And that should be good to go. And then we have the text section, which is basically going to be the response from the Google Gemini AI. So I'll go ahead and grab this result and paste it right here. And everything else should just be okay. And once we save this, we can now go ahead and run this automation. Now if I again go here and say plan my day, it should get back to me with a reply. So let's go back here, and this is my one simple message. It's going to help me plan my day in less than 1,000 characters. Very simple to set up, doesn't take a lot of time, and now you have one scenario ready to go. How cool is that? If that sounds exciting, if you've already built this to this point, hit the like button. Let me know also in the comment section if you have any questions about what I'm doing right now. But this is the router. We can also set one more condition. So we can say it set up a filter, and we can ask it any other query. So if it has any other question, if you're asking, the condition is going to be from the message that we get. So the text, and does not contain actually. So does not contain plan my day. So if you do not have this as a message, and we can just click on save. So if you don't say plan my day in your message, then any other query will pass through this other condition. So we can again attach it to a Gemini AI, which will be to create a completion. We can again hook it up with a 2.0 flash. Message is role is user, parts message type is text, and the text is going to be the message we got as the question. So we can basically say that you are a smart, concise AI assistant. Answer the following question clearly and helpfully. And then I can basically paste in the question, which is the response I get from the Gemini AI. If I can see that. So that's going to be from the message itself. So that is going to be text. So I'll paste the text right here. And I can now save this as it is. Let's try running this right now and seeing what happens. So I'm going to ask a different question this time. I'll say, why is the sky blue? And it should get back to me with a message from Gemini itself. Let's wait and watch. Does it work or does it not work? Okay, I don't think this works. Let's see what's happening. Okay, it does work. Okay, we don't have the message send message feature right here. So let's quickly add that. So we'll go send a message. The bot is this one. The chat ID is from the bot itself, which is right here. And the text is going to be the response from the Gemini AI. And that is all that we need. Let me try saving this once again, and let's try running this, and let me ask a different question. How tall is Empire State Building? Let's see. Should get back to me with the answer. The Empire State Building is this feet tall to the tip of its lightning rod. And there you go. You have a ready to go scenario, which is going to help you plan your day, or it can also help you answer any of the questions that you might have, built right in front of you without writing a single line of code. How cool is that? So this is one scenario. Let's build one more scenario so that our agent can actually have more tools to use. So we would basically save this once again. We can call this scenario 1 for our agent. Let's make one more scenario right here. So I'll quickly go ahead and show you how to do it. Let's try to make a scenario which will help us summarize our emails. So we would first of all need to get access to Gmail, watch emails. So this is going to get access to all of your emails. Now you need to log in into this to give you access. So you basically can click on add and sign in with your Google account, give it access to your email. I have already given it access to our email. I'll keep the folder as all mail. Let's see if that works. All mail is good to go. And everything else looks nice. Let's put the maximum number of results to 5. Mark emails as read, show advanced settings. And you basically now have an ability to read all the emails, right? So let's just click on save. The criteria is going to be all emails. And now we can save the emails. Emails after a specific date, all emails. Date. Let's just put the date to be, I don't know, 25th. Let's go with that. And now we have this one module which will check for all the emails. Now let's say I want to summarize these emails, right? So what do we do about that? We can basically add a module which is going to look at all of these emails. So we'll have a Gemini. It will help us summarize and create a response. Again, the same thing, create a simple connection, add your API key. We'll add 2.0 flash once again because it's fast, it's simple, it is reliable. We'll add the role to be user, paths to be message type to be text, and then the actual text itself. Now this is where we need to enter what do we want this model to do. So we want it to look at all of our emails, summarize those emails, and then get back to me with a solid reply and give me suggestions on how to reply to those emails as well. Now what we can also do is, instead of going through this one by one, we can simply just delete this module, attach it to a text aggregator. Gmail watch emails, text would be the reply we get, subject, and the text sent by the sender name from the email address. Yeah, and then we can basically have a row separator. So we'll have a new row, and we can now save all of this, and now we can attach our final module to create a completion, and this should be better. So let's just go with 2.0 flash. I'll go with the role to be user, paths to be text, and the text itself. So you are an email manager. Your role is to look at the below emails, summarize them, and suggest a reply to each, a 2-line reply to each, for example, emails. And let's just write the text that we get from the text aggregator, and then we can click on save. And then what we can do is we can take this response and we can send it as an email as well. So let's just go to Gmail and send an email. Let's go with that. Now again, you need to add a connection if you have not already, and this is where we can set where do you want to send this email. Now I can send it to my work email, which is this one right here, and the subject could basically be your email report, and we can also have the content, which would actually be the result itself. That's all you need. We can quickly just click on save, and this is our simple scenario, which is going to give us check all of our emails, take them together, give it to Gemini to summarize it, to give us a reply, and then send it back to another email of ours. So let me give you an example of what that would look like. So if I run this once, I basically have to send an email to hey and be like sup, and I can get back by saying what do you think is the deadline for the project we are doing with Google, and then we can basically just send this email, and let's see what happens. So it got one email, it sent it to the text aggregator, it sent it to the summarizer, and then send that as an email itself. So this is working flawlessly. We can, to testify, to see if it works, we can always just go to our actual email and get this as a report. Okay, here's a summary and the suggested email for each email. From Don Pivot Partners, we got some email, and it is giving us this huge chunk of text. Now we can always make it more structured, but this is just an example of how the summarizer and replier would actually work. So this is basically how it works. We've built two scenarios now. Now all we have to do is, let's just say scenario 2 for our agent, and we can basically just save this. And once we do that, let's go back to the main agents, and we can turn this on as well. And once we do that, if you go back, you basically should be having two scenarios which are working for us, and we can add that to our agent, and then our agent would be good to go. Now you can change the schedule to on demand and then save it right here, and then this would be available as a scenario to add in our agent as well. So now if we go into our agent, we have our system prompt, which I already showed you. This is the system prompt, but then we also have access to tools. You click on this, you can basically add scenario 1 and scenario 2. So we'll click on this and then we can add both of them into our agent like so. Then we can just click on save, and now this agent is good to go. There are so many apps you can actually be using, but I'm just giving you a very simple example of using Telegram bot, in which I can basically watch for updates, and we can again, add our bot, click on save. We can save this, and now we can ask any question to this current bot that we have, because after this we can search agents, and you have the make AI agent right here. The option is to run an agent, and now we can select the agent that we want to run. For our case, we'll be running the personal assistant agent, which has access to both of these scenarios right here. And now I can basically just say save, and there you go. This is what an agent looks like. I can now run this. And that is literally all you need to create an AI agent from scratch. This is what it looks like. You can simply message it anything you want right here. You can ask it any questions. You can ask it to check your status for the day, your plan for the day. You can ask it to summarize all of your emails, reply to your emails, and it will do that effortlessly right using make.com. This is how you create make agents from scratch without writing a single line of code. If you want to learn more about make.com and how to build agents with it, check out my previous video I made on how to make scenarios using make.com if you want to understand the basics of that. But this is an incredibly powerful platform which can help you create any AI automation and now AI agents as well. Go have a look at that. Thanks a lot for watching this video till the very end. I will see you all in the next video. Hit the like button and subscribe, and thanks to make.com for sponsoring this video. I'll see you in the next one.